Detective Samuel Grange had seen too many bodies to be surprised anymore, but this one was different. The woman sat upright in a chair, eyes open, lips painted the color of dried blood, her head tilted just slightly to the side as if she'd been listening when death came. Beside her sat a single glass jar, half filled with clear preserving fluid, a thin layer of pale skin folded neatly inside like paper. A label on the lid read her name, the date, and a time written in steady cursive. The press had named the killer the Collector, a man who turned people into artifacts, though the precision of his work suggested obsession, not rage. Grange hated the name. It gave the killer too much dignity. He'd been chasing the case for nearly a year now, longer than any other detective had lasted on it. His office looked like an autopsy. Photos pinned to the walls, red strings linking names, maps of the city bleeding together with ink and fatigue. He barely went home anymore, and when he did, he dreamed of glass tapping against glass. Sometimes, waking in the dark, he could swear he heard jars clinking faintly in another room. The break came one grey morning when a jar appeared on his desk. No note, no message, just a label, 6B, 12:47 a.m. He didn't tell anyone. He went alone. The address led him to a condemned apartment building that smelled of mildew and copper. Inside, his flashlight cut through a haze of dust and revealed shelves lining every wall. Hundreds of jars, some big, some small, all perfectly sealed. His breath clouded the glass as he read the labels. Detectives he'd known, witnesses from old cases, names he hadn't thought about in years. Then, at the far end, he saw an empty space, an unfinished label waiting beneath it. Samuel Grange. His hand trembled as he lifted the jar beside it. Inside was a folded scrap of paper that read, "Stop moving the evidence." The light flickered, humming in time with his pulse. He backed away, knocking against a table covered with more evidence bags, each one tagged in his own handwriting. A recorder on the desk clicked to life, his own voice echoing from it. Victim found seated, no signs of struggle, skin removed post-mortem, same precision as the others. His mouth went dry because he was saying those same words now, without meaning to. The jar slipped from his hand but didn't fall. It hung suspended in the beam of his flashlight, like the room itself was holding its breath. He looked down and saw the scalpel lying on the floor where he'd dropped it, except it was slick, wet, as if he'd just used it. And when he touched his sleeve, the red on it was still warm. Something in the corner of the room moved, a shape made of glass and shadows, hundreds of faces staring from their jars, eyes open in the chemical glow. They looked almost peaceful. He remembered them all at once, every scream, every pulse fading beneath his hand, every trophy lifted carefully and sealed away. He felt the calm of ritual settle over him again, the same calm he'd mistaken for purpose. Sitting down at the table, he pulled out his notebook, opened a new page and wrote the last line of the final report in steady, practiced script. Victim identified as Detective Samuel Grange. When the morning shift arrived, the building was silent. The shelves were full. On the desk sat a single new jar, perfectly sealed, labeled in the same neat cursive. Case closed.